This is Blindstein with the news for December 7th, 2011. The bombing of Pearl Harbor and those who lost their lives that day are being remembered Wednesday on the 70th anniversary of the Japanese attack that brought the U.S. into World War II. A World War II veteran in Salt Lake City received a package of 7 medals earlier this month. He and his family couldn't figure out why they had been delivered 66 years after his discharge. It turns out that Tom Harrison actually submitted the request himself more than 7 months ago as part of a larger application for military records. The 93-year-old veteran doesn't remember making the request, so he was surprised when the medals showed up. The former commanding officer of a naval shipyard in Virginia slapped a female worker on the shoulder and regularly yelled at his subordinates while using profanity and intimidating them. A Navy investigative reporter said that Captain Gregory Thomas was permanently removed from the command of North Fork Naval Shipyard in Portsmouth on October 25th for conduct unbecoming an officer and a gentleman. Details of what led to his removal were in a report by the naval inspector. The stars of CBS Hawaii Five-0 will be lending a hand off screen to help military school kids at Pearl Harbor. Actors Alex Alofgan, Scott Kane, Daniel Kim, and Mesa Oka will be among the volunteers Monday, helping to plant a garden at Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickman. Tom Cruise may seem larger than life off screen, but when it comes to stunts on the side of the world's tallest tower, his thoughts were definitely down to earth. When asked Wednesday about his biggest fear during scenes outside the half-mile high building, Cruise was quick with an answer: falling. The actor is in Dubai for the world premiere of Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol at the city's annual film festival. A flight attendant was the subject of a Twitter feed from Alec Baldwin after the actor was booted from a plane at Los Angeles International Airport for playing a word game on his cell phone as the plane was about to depart for New York. Barry Bonds' lawyers asked a federal judge Tuesday to follow a federal probation officer's recommendation and give the Major League Baseball's career home run leader probation when he's sentenced for obstruction of justice this month. Prosecutors dropped 3 other perjury counts after the jury was deadlocked on those charges, which accused Bonds of lying to the grand jury when he denied knowingly taking performance-enhancing drugs. Mitt Romney is ramping up his presidential campaign in a big way, just as Newt Gingrich emerges as a serious threat for the Republican nomination. About 24 police officers remained at the scene early Wednesday morning of the Occupy encampment in San Francisco, hours after authorities kicked out protesters and took down 100 tents and arrested 70 people as the camp was dismantled. Police investigating a suspected serial murder on New York's Long Island have resumed their search in the area where a prostitute went missing 18 months ago. Philippine authorities say a mentally ill man fatally stabbed his barber after he was teased about his haircut, has been shot inside a jail by the victim's brother. From Chapel Hill, Harrison Barnes scored 17 points to help number 4 North Carolina beat Evansville 97-48 on Tuesday night. A Texas woman who for months was unable to qualify for food stamps pulled a gun inside a state welfare office and staged a 7-hour standoff with the police that ended with her shooting her 2 children before killing herself, officials said Tuesday. From Columbia, South Carolina, a 67-year-old Florida woman was found beaten, strangled, and hidden beneath a Christmas presents in her home. Authorities charged a younger woman who was befriended by the victim. Patty Michelle White, 40, of York, South Carolina, was being held in the York County Jail on fugitive charges and was expected to be extradited Tuesday to Florida to face murder, authorities said. The body of Michelle O'Dowd of Jacksonville, Florida, was discovered Friday by her twin brother Felix Art, who had gone to check on her at her home in a gated community after O'Dowd failed to show up for work. People have been shopping more than ever this holiday season, largely because of a flood of sales, but Americans have become so used to deep discounts that they expect each sale to be bigger and better than the last. That means retailers will likely to have to keep slashing prices, which could hurt their bottom line. And finally, the weather. A cold front along the eastern seaboard will help spin a coastal storm on Wednesday. The storm will bring up heavy rain to the mid-Atlantic and portions of the southeast. In addition to heavy rainfall, strong winds will develop along the coast and southerly winds, kicking up large surf that will cause beach erosion and coastal floodings along the bays and shorelines of the southern Long Island. The storm will intensify overnight into Thursday as the low really starts to gather strength. By Thursday morning, the storm will have moved off the coast and is expected to wrap up cold air around its western flank and produce some hefty snowfall totals in higher elevations. This is your news for Wednesday, December the 7th, 2011. Thank you for tuning in.